TV for
That's
life.
all you need.
Whether in a skirt or jeans or short shorts, head raised when you walk past. You feel the eyes, believe the hype, the streets the life. You wait for spine. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you're wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you're wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie. Do the bounce, bounce like bounce check. Do the verb with the noun with the subject. So miles, show me your tongue ring. But if you're not tongue ring, I know nothing. And your shape we a talk about pretty cali. That a straight axe steel with a little body. Body good, you're not in a sardine. Elvis a fi a watch you when you walk in. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you're wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie. You know see, you a bust out the jeans thread. Yeah, your backside fluffy like sheet spread. You will get everything with the sheep shed. Very decent, part with a regent. And your shape we a talk about pretty cali. That a straight axe steel with a little body. Body good, you're not in a sardine. Elvis a fi a watch you when you walk in. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie. You just a throw 6 like loading. That is what you're doing with your body. And when you wine pretty girl, it drove me. Girl, I wanna take you to a movie.
Not too ready, yeah. Hey, what do me say? Hey, what do me say? Well, what do me say? What do me say? Tell us when me not suck it up if you ain't on name bread. Me have to work hard to me money when me spend. Then all of a sudden me have one bag of friends. But when me money done, me not go see them again. Hold on, just 2 days see me all buy me new car. Every day they come back, them walk come far. Both say me and them a come from far. When they meet them when me have put it on the tar. I got a lot of family to feed, and me have 2 new gal a breed. Never come with all them handful of weed. Me no smoke, that is not my speed technique. But me not suck it up if you rain on me and bread. Me have to work hard for me money when me spend. Then now all of a sudden me have one bag of friends. And when me money done, me not go see them again. No for them busser than a whole Jezebel. Intimidate, they put me under spell. Bitch up on me car window with them free smell. I think I heaven but I living in hell. Well, but me have to put a thing in my community. Keep charity with the little bikini. You take some boy we each on like free. Mama losing for not spending spree. Tell them some me nah suck it up if you ain't on name bread. Say me have to work hard for me money when me spend. Then now all of a sudden me have one bag of friends. And when me money done, me nah go see them again. Hold on, just 2 days see me all buy me new car. Every day they come out, them walk come far. Both say me and them a come from far. Me them when me have put it on the tar. I got a lot of family to feed, and me have 2 new gal a breed. Never come with all them handful of weed. Me no smoke, that is not my speed technique. No suck it up if you wear no name bread. Say me have to work hard for me money when me spend. Then now all of a sudden me have one bag of friends. But when me money done, me not go see them again. Tell them say me not suck it up if you wear no name bread. Me have to work hard for me money when me spend. Then now all of a sudden
Hello?
Yo, this Cameron.
Yo, who this?
Yo, what a blood clot to me, who this? Yo, Bridget, word on y'all fucking pum-pum star.
Your pum pum.
What do you mean that's my pum-pum, my girl? Y'all dig out her stomach, star. You better watch yourself, star. The massive not play game.
What's your pum pum, dog?
Yo, Bridget, me not tell you again, star, that my pussy. Yo, watch yourself, still.
Who the fuck is you talking about, dog? What are you talking about right now?
Bridget, word round yes, sir, is y'all mingle with my things, star. Nah, take them type of things, star. Straight up and down, Bridget.
Hey, yo,
man.
kiss my ass, blood clot.
All right, Bridget, watch when they catch you, star. Enough things are on.
Get off the bitch dick, man. Fuck the bitch, man. She on my dick anyway. Why you call me about a bitch that's on my dick, Ross?
Yo, Virgin, rude boy shot and I'm play with them queen star.
Wait. Rude boy Shotters, you done seen Shotters and you done call me with this Jamaican shit, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Boy, we buck off, boy. Watch when we buck up, boy. Things are pop.
Yeah.
Virgin, disrespect the master. I'm not take that lightly.
Fuck out of here.
Warning. The following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. How's everybody doing tonight? Shout out to everybody that just got off the members only live stream a few minutes ago. Take care of that business because I know everybody is looking forward to tomorrow. So I make sure I took care of that members only live stream. So shout out to everybody that was just over there. Now we are over here on the public side of things. So shout out to everybody that just got off the members only that came over here. Let's do this roll call. Let's get this show on the road because, man, I just gotta. I'll talk about it in a minute. I hope. What does it say? I hope you dropping the link tonight. I got a problem. Great Polo say you got a problem. Well, I can't drop the link in vertical format, but Great Polo, what I'll do is I will. I'll DM you the link right now. I can't drop it in the chat in this vertical format, but I'll shoot you a DM with the link right now. Shout out to Rich in Chicago. You know we got us a Chicago drop.
The Chicago nigga.
Shout out to Kelvin Birch, Houston, Texas in the building. Randall Bonabay, Houston in the building. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to everybody in the MGM gang. Shout out to FTS LLC. That's Joliet, Illinois, right out of Chicago. So he get a
The Chicago nigga.
He get a DJ Ferris drop. You get a DJ Ferris drop. Shout out to Kirk Morris, Paul Smith. Who else we got? Kobe, what's going on? DJ Starboy Alex. What is this? Who is this? I don't know what this means. Viagus Sing, yes. What is that? One bag of friend. Okay. What is that? Talk to me. What? I don't know what that is, but okay. What is Great Polo talking about? Jelly arms riding on your tip over here. Man. All right, man. I don't know what to say about that. What's up, Mark? How's your weekend? How's your mom's recovery? Shout out from Sacramento. Appreciate that. Recovery is going pretty good. You know, she's building her strength back. I actually just left from over there right before I just hopped on this members only live stream. Was over there, made sure I, did what I needed to do for her, spent time with her. But yes, her recovery is going really, really well. Everything is going good. Appreciate you for asking. Thank you. That really means a lot to me. What are y'all talking about? Neil saying, I saw that BS that was pulled on your comment. Hey, Mark, Abraham, what's going on? My little girl thinks this show is funny. What show? My show? She think it's funny? Praying for your OG recovery. Shout out to you, Kevin Birch. Appreciate that. Yes, speedy recovery for your mom. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate anybody that has DM'd me and that has, prayed for me and my mother. I appreciate you. That means a lot to me. A lot of people know, I talk about my OG all the time. She's near and dear to me. I don't think other than God, everything that I've acquired in life, it was all due to her hard work and her steering me in a certain direction. So, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Randall says praise for you. Appreciate that. Your daughter like my show? How old is your daughter? I hope she old enough to watch the show, because, man, sometimes the show can get a little vulgar. It can get a little vulgar. And, we don't want minors, because sometimes I might have to, say a few little bad words, man. And I don't want minors, Why? What she think funny about the show? What she think funny? Your daughter old enough to comprehend my jokes? What is Great Polo? Listen, Great Polo already hit the link, man. I already wanted to talk about some stuff. Let's see what Great Polo got to talk about, man. Hold on, before I get started. Let's see what Great Polo got to talk about. You know what? Before I bring Great Polo up, because I don't know what he in the back. I want to talk about this real quick. All right, so boom. I talked to a lady and her husband the other day, and they probably watching, so I'm not gonna go into who they are, but they wanted to talk to me about running a box truck. So they're in the process of buying a new box truck, and before they went to pick it up, they wanted to know about lows and things like that. So, because they didn't want to buy the box truck in one market, which is across country. They're from the East Coast, the upper East Coast, up in Rhode Island, and they were purchasing a box truck out in Nevada, right, which is cross country, and they didn't want to drive it back empty, right? So before I could really get into talking to him, because I wasn't going to even actually talk to him about that. Once they told me that, I was going to refer him to, the Jamaican guy, Kirk, even though, he talks a lot of shit. At the end of the day, I was going to refer him to him, but I like to dig into, how they went about acquiring this truck. I wanted to know what they paid for the truck, this, that, and the third. Once they talked about, what they were about to pay for the truck and so on and so forth, all the particulars, acquiring the truck, we never got into running the load. We never got into me saying, you know what, you're going to have to partial, you want to talk to this person. We never got to that point, right? Because I said, well, what did you buy the truck for? She gave me a number. I said, well, what's the note? She gave me a number. I said, what's the insurance? She gave me a number. I said, all right, well, did you put money down on the truck? She gave me a number, so on and so forth. So I said, who financed the truck? I said, I hope it wasn't an equipment lending place. And she said, no, it wasn't an equipment lending place. I said, well, who financed it? And she gave me the name. Right? Keystone. Right? She's like, you heard of them? I didn't hear of them, but I looked them up. I said, well, this is an equipment lending place. I said, can you send me the contract? She emailed me the contract. Now, I'm not going to pull it up on the screen like I've done other people's in the past, because I haven't gone through the PDF and, removed a lot of their personal information. But I wanted to talk about this because, a lot of people are still coming into this box truck business. They're still going this route. So I want to break this down to you. And I would highly encourage people not to go this route. All right? Don't go this route. Listen. Once I got finished with them, no, they're no longer traveling across the country to go get this truck, because I broke things down to them in layman fashion for them to understand what they were about to get into. And then I correlated it with, if they would acquire this truck and sign off on this contract, how that they would be headed down a road of destruction. Okay, so the truck was 38,000. I'm like, well, how much did you put down? She told me 11. I'm like, well, how much is your note? She told me like 13 and some something. So I said, for how many months? She told me how many months. It's like 34 months. I did the calculation. That's $45,000, right? So I'm like, you putting 11 down. I said, was there any other fees? So when she sent me $2,538 down to pay off the first and last month of the contract, $11,711.60 down payment, $750 processing fee, just a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. So with putting $15,000 down on a $38,000 truck, your balance is still $45,000. There's no interest rate here. There's nothing in this contract that says an interest rate. Well, this is the bank. I said, no, ma'am, if you look at this, you're sending a wire of this $15,000 down payment to Keystone, and the wire address is the bank, Wells Fargo. So if this was a bank, why are you wiring it to Wells Fargo? If they're a financial institution, you should be wiring it directly to them. They're not a financial institution. This is why they have a bank account. What bank do you know banks with another bank? Yeah, that makes sense. When have you ever gone to a dealership, ma'am, and had to pay a $750 processing fee? You bought a car before, ma'am? Yes, we bought a car from. Have you ever had to pay a $750 processing fee? No. Have you ever had to pay the first and last month? No. Anybody that buys a car, the first payment isn't due until 45 days. So this $15,000 is free money. Free money. This is free money. $750 to process the application. Obviously, the application, if they approved you, whatever needed to be processed, right, as far as your credit history and shit like that, is already went through for them to tell you, let's give us $15, right? So you're gonna pay $750 for something that is already done. Listen, if you're trying to sell me on something, why am I paying you for the processing? You've already ran my credit. That's $750 you're giving them free and clear. You're paying the first and the last month. Like this is a 1996 lease agreement to rent an apartment. They don't do first, last, and security deposit no more. $11,711.60 down payment. That's damn near almost a little over a third of the truck. Listen, it's just like I told her. I'm going to always tell people what's best. I'm not going to tell you, oh, yeah, go do it. If I see some bullshit, I'm going to say, yo, this is bullshit. It's a bullshit contract. I wouldn't do it. This business is not going anywhere. I repeat it. This business ain't going anywhere. Don't be so thirsty to get into this business that you go out and you do what's not best for you. If you have the $15,000 that they were about to send these people, that you've worked and you saved, why not save another $10,000? Why not save another $15,000? Listen, if you've delayed your gratification, you've done what you needed to do to save up $15,000, and they were about to pull the trigger and send it to them, why not delay your gratification just a little bit longer and save up another $10,000 or $15,000? I would never recommend anybody purchase a truck from an equipment financing place. Never. Ever, 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 ever. Now, you can do what you want to do, but we've seen the results of a lot of people who've went this route. They've come on the channel. We've done profiles on people. Some people have allowed me to put their shit on the screen, and they've came on and talked about it. We've had people that have come up that have done voluntary repos because once they realize what they got themselves in, they no longer want to pay. We've displayed all of this. So a session that was originally requested to talk about, freight and how to successfully run the truck, It never got to that point. I spent 2.5 hours explaining to them why this was not a good deal. 2 of those hours was on my dime. Listen, this business is not going nowhere. Don't be so thirsty to get into this business that you're setting yourself up for failure from the beginning. I repeat it. If this individual had the plan, which they clearly had a plan, a married couple, they were, and I thought she had sent it. She said, well, man, I didn't send it yet. This is the contract. I haven't signed off and wired the money yet. And I said, oh, God is good. Right? She was about to pull the trigger and send them $25, $38, $40 for the first and the last, $11,711.60 for the down payment, $750 for the process, and $15,000. Just keep delaying your gratification. I know what they're doing. They both do the same thing. It's in the gig space. Someone DM'd me the other day after the live stream from the other day about how people were shitting on the gig space after I had that little accountability session with Kelvin. And I guess they didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? But here are two individuals that work in the gig space, a married couple. This is what they do. They only work in the gig space. And they were able to save up this money, right? But after talking to me, I stopped them because I broke it down for them how it didn't make sense. And she said, you know what? Everything you're telling me, it makes sense. I didn't think about it like that. What they're doing already, I think a cargo van is the next step. They didn't even look at it. I had to explain that to them. There's no way on God's green earth I'm just going to give my money away at all. Now, I understand when you're buying money, right? A loan ain't nothing but buying money. But sometimes you can buy money, and we call them hard money loans when they're predatory. And when you deal with these types of institutions, these are predatory loans. They do prey on people who are desperate. These loans are catered and designed to people who are in desperate situations. Now, if you know that and you understand that, you're more likely not to indulge in a loan like this. You're likely to find another way. But there are people that are so, and I'm not saying that that is these people. You have people that are so, excited. I want to say thirsty, desperate to get into this business because they've run across content that has, perpetuated a narrative that this is going to get them to the promised land in a blink of an eye and a snap of a finger, and they don't understand all the little variables that we talk about on this channel that play into you getting to that plateau that a lot of people don't understand, in which is why so many people fail, because they don't understand the inner workings of this industry. A lot of the shit that I talked about with her and her husband didn't know. So, Mark, how do you come into this business if you're saying the equipment finance lending places, the only places that are going to mess with it? When you go and buy a truck from one of these off-brand trucking, dealerships, they don't deal with the big boys. They don't deal with Wells. They don't deal with Ally. They don't deal with Bank of America. They don't deal with Chase. They don't deal with GMAC. They don't deal with Wells Fargo. They don't deal with a lot of the big banks, right? And I've heard people say, oh, well, the big banks don't do commercial lending. That's bullshit, because I purchased 2 commercial pieces of equipment and they both were with big banks. All my other trucks I bought cash. The 2 vehicles that I bought new, one was financed through Wells Fargo and the other was financed through Ally. If you're going to come into this business, you have to find another way. Going through a hard money lender is going to put you back. How are you going to compete? Why would you give money away like that? That $11,711.60 is working capital. How much working capital do you have left? Not much. Why? Because you're giving it. This $15,000 is a gift. The money that they're paying on the remaining 34 payments is what they're paying for the truck, plus the interest or whatever they want to make off of it on top of what they already made. I don't put shit down on shit when it comes to automobiles. I haven't put money down on any automobile since 2012. Every single vehicle that I purchased, I haven't had to put no money down. The commercial vehicles that I bought new, I didn't put shit down on them. The 2 new ones that I bought new, I didn't put shit down on them. The most they got out of me at the damn dealership was me doing my finger, signing the paperwork. That's all they got out of me. That's the only thing they got out of me was signing the paperwork. Omar, I want to pay less. No. Listen, see, that's thinking like a novice business person. No. That money can be working for you. Every $1,000 you put down, what you saving? $17 on your note? You putting $10,000 down to save $170? Where they do that at? No, I'd rather keep that 10 grand in the you dig working. But in this situation, you giving them $15 as a gift. That initial payment, and we broke this down the latter part of last year with Victor. I think Victor was the last time we covered a situation like this. And when we broke his contract down on screen, it was a gift. Stop giving these financial equipment lending places your money. They are predatory. It's a predatory loan. That's why when you look at it, there's no interest. It doesn't look like a traditional bill of sale when you go and you buy a car, or when you go to a truck dealership that deals with big banking institutions, commercial banking institution lenders. It doesn't say that. It's literally a contract. And the tail of the tail is you're wiring the money to their bank account with Wells Fargo. Listen, when you pay your mortgage, if you own property and you pay your mortgage, when you send the mortgage in, if Chase has your mortgage, you don't send the money to Bank of America. If Bank of America holds your mortgage, you don't send. Well, Bank of America say, all right, man, so our bank account is set up with Chase. Here's our wire information, or here's our account number. Deposit the money into Chase, or pay your bill to this Chase account. That's a red flag. If I'm looking at anything and it's supposed to be a financial institution, but they're telling me to wire the money to another, wait a minute, hold on, I thought y'all was a financial. Why am I sending the money to another financial institution? So what really are y'all? What are y'all then? You're giving me a piece of paper that's telling me, you're saying you're a lender, but you're giving me the ABA, the account information, and all the reference information is to Wells Fargo. They're selling you money at a predatory rate. Stop doing it. Don't be thirsty to get in here. Continue to save your money or start from humble beginnings. Listen, some of your favorite box truck content creators have started from humble beginnings. Not all of us started during the pandemic with a 26-foot box truck. Some of them started from very humble beginnings. And if you look at the success of the ones that started from the humble beginnings, one, it's proof that you can start small and, get to the highest of the heights. And two, I think it's a better way, a more affordable way to come in, learn, and grow with less or cheaper growing pains. So I'm trying to say this in a way where people can really, really grasp and feel what I'm saying. Cheaper growing pains than it would be if you were to start at a very advanced level, right? Without any prior knowledge, right? This industry is not going anywhere. Stop doing what's not best for you. All right. Great Polo, you said that, you wanted to talk. Something was on your mind. The link, I DM'd you the link. So you're welcome to come up if you're here and you still want to talk. You said what? Something you put earlier that was, you had to, whatever, you need help or some shit. It's Great Polo here. All right. Any questions? Great Polo, the link, I DM'd it to you. Let me see. Would you recommend to get a cargo van from a dealership that is a system like, but here pay? Definitely. So if I were getting into the cargo van business, the last thing I would do is go to an off-brand lot and get a cargo van, because then you're going to be in the same situation as these people. Most of these mom and pop lops don't deal with banking institutions. If I was looking to get a Ford Transit, I'm going to Ford and get a Ford Transit. Why? Because they deal with the big banks. Why would I go to, Big Muhammad's, commercial vehicle lot? He's dealing with all your, what they call them, what's the one company, Springfield Financial or Silver Spring Financial, all those predatory hard money lending institutional third-party non-banking institutions. They are hard money lenders. They lend money to people that are desperate, that really, in some cases, don't really need to be desperate. This person had a 700-something credit score. They don't need to go get that. They already showed discipline by saving up this amount of money. Continue to save and either cash out or go and find another way. There's always another way. Great Polo said, you cooking. I'm done. My speech is done. So if you want to come up and talk about whatever it is you had to ask me, then come up, man. My spiel is done. So I'm just taking questions now. Great Polo, it's up to you. Kirk, I would definitely buy a van from a dealership. If I'm looking to buy a Chevy van, I'm going to a Chevy dealership. If I'm looking to buy a Ford, I'm going to Ford. If I'm looking to buy a Ram, I'm going to Ram. Right? They're going to deal with traditional banks. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get something that's pre-owned certified, right? And I have that assurance that what I purchase is good, right? I don't have to worry about, the same type of van that I bought from Muhammad's commercial vehicle lot. Right? Now, commercial trucks is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. Just don't put yourself in the trick bag. You dig? Like Lou Jackson said, fleet maintained dealerships are good. Who don't give you a loan? Where are you hearing this 20% down stuff from? I never had to put 20% down on a vehicle. See, listen. If you go to these places, like I keep saying, if you go to these certain places, your Penske's, your Riders, your Enterprises, your mom and pop, Diamond, what's the one that's on the internet all the time? Diamond truck sales and all these places, they don't deal with banks. They deal with your equipment finance companies. Listen, if Premier is going through a hard money lender, me personally, I can only tell you what I'm going to do. 2FER1. Me personally, I'm not doing it. I've never done it. I wouldn't recommend anybody to do it. If my brother, if my uncle, if whoever, my closest of friend came to me and said it, I would tell them no. So I'm telling you no. No, I'm not giving nobody my money. I'm not giving nobody extra money because I'm thirsty to do something. I'm just not doing it. Either I'm not going to do it right at that moment because I'm going to take the time to find another way, or I'm going to fall back and say, you know what, before I get them an extra 30 or 40,000, I understand that, I'm buying money. So there has to be some cost associated with me buying this money. A loan ain't nothing but you buying money at an interest rate, right? But I'm not going to buy it in excess of anything that I deem is not even fair. Once it becomes predatory, why am I going to put myself in a trick bag? Then I'm going to look like, I'm thirsty. I'm not thirsty to do shit. You see what I'm saying? If there's other ways, or if I chill out for another 6 months or 12 months, and then I come in a better position, if I've saved up half the money already, shit, forget it. I might as well just sit back for another 6 months and save up the other half, cash out. Now that extra 25, 30, 40,000 that they trying to attack me, that I'm ended up buying the truck twice. I bought the truck once, cashed out, and now that extra $30,000, $40,000 that they was finna take from me, right? Instead of an extra 15,000 or an extra 10,000 or extra 14,000, but they taking an extra 40, that money I'm keeping. I'm not gonna buy this truck twice. I'm not buying a truck twice. This is how these companies stay in business. This is why when you go look at their reviews, they're all bad. It ain't just the predatory shit, it's the other shit. Why is that most people that get these finance equipment loans, when they do, the ones that do pay it off, they have a hard time getting the title? Go read the reviews on these places. It's always they're having a hard time getting the title. They don't know where the title is. They get the title, the vehicle is still registered in the lien holders. Like all these, because don't do it. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I know a lot of people do go through Premier, but I think Premier is one institution and then they broker the deal to the actual lender. I think Premier is a broker, right? They broker the actual loan to the actual lender, right? Mark, this is the number one reason people fail: lack of understanding finance. People should know the less overhead, the more profit, and the more successful your business will be. It's simple. It is simple, and you understand it, and I understand it, and there's people here that didn't understand it prior to watching me, and now they understand it. But there's a lot of people that are still coming in. Believe it or not, guys, people are still coming in this business. And these people that I just talked to are proof of it. There are still people coming into this business right now. Right? What troubles me is that people don't understand margins. And this is something that I've always understood since the beginning. I think more people need to spend more time educating themselves on business, prior to getting in business. Like this whole excitement about running your own business, people need to lead it. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Business ain't for everybody. It's not. It's just not. It's not for everybody. It takes a level of what's the word that I want to use? Like a real business person. I really want. Listen, a lot of people aren't going to fully do what it takes for them to ultimately be successful, right? There's a lot of things that you have to do as a business owner to become successful. And just a lot of people just don't have that mental capacity. All right. I'm just going to say that. They don't have the mental capacity. And not only do they not have the mental capacity, they don't have the ethic, the work ethic. They don't take the time and understand what they're investing in. It's like the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. Right? This is why so many people fail, like you said. It's a shame, but I think it's worse now than it has ever been before because of social media and things that are perpetuated online and, this whole generational wealth and, you got to have a business to create general. It's bullshit, bro. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And if you believe that, then shit, you didn't do your research. And you doomed to fail anyway. There's no way in hell I'm signing one of them loans. No way in holy hell. It's not that simple. I won't be doing it. If that was my only option, I'm not doing it. We're going to save. We're going to continue to grind and work and save up the money so that we can buy. Savvy, discipline, exactly. Those are two good words. Buy here, pay here dealerships, no loan needed. I'm talking, so it's 20% down off the cost of the van, then the rest you pay monthly. You talking about a buy here, pay here dealership? Well, if that's how they operate, then if that's what you're telling me, then I'm going to take your word for it. I don't know because I've never bought it at buy here, pay here. I've never purchased anything at a buy here, pay here. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you would know better than me. I don't have any experience at buy here, pay here. None. Me, I bought all my trucks except 2 cash. So, saving up money, delaying the gratification, nothing. That's nothing. It's really nothing if you think about it. If you really if you want something so bad that you're willing to just donate your money to one of these lending institutions, why not donate them the money and continue to delay your gratification so that you can ultimately go out and do what's best for you and buy it cash or ultimately find another way where you can source the capital to purchase this and buy it where it's not predatory. If you're that thirsty to come into this business, why don't you be that thirsty and by doing what's right for you? Listen, I wanted to build a successful business so bad and scale so bad that I did what was right. I worked really, really hard and I started popping trucks off cash. Listen, running that money up, it didn't take long. If you buckle down and do what you're supposed to do and focus on the ultimate goal, which is building your business, it's not going to take long. Trying to go this accepting anything is what ultimately is going to harm you in the long run. Everybody want this. And then even with them, well, we want a truck with low miles, 175, which is fine. Me, I'll be willing to go another 175. I'm looking at more 250 to 300 because I wouldn't pay $38,000 for a truck right now. Not me. No, I'm not paying $40,000 for a truck. You gotta be, to me, and to somebody else it may be different. Me, I'm not doing it. No way. 20 to 30. 30 is my cutoff. That's me. You know what I'm saying? The next person will be like, no, they worry. I'm not worried. I'm not worried because I understand it's going to happen anyway. If I take my mechanic, I send my mechanic, they give me the diagnosis, my mechanic give me the thumbs up, then I'm running. It's always gyms out there, always. It's a gym somewhere. But I listen to so many people, they look at the cosmetic shit. Like, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. That ain't nothing but a little, Rust-Oleum spray. Hit you with the black Rust-Oleum. Wop, boom. That's taken care of. I'm not tripping on it. It's a workhorse. This is a slave. This thing is going to provide me the resources so I look good. I just need this thing to run. I need it to be strong and look good under that hood. If my mechanic say, yo, man, this is strong. It's a runner. We gone. We gone. And I'm finna save because I'm not paying 38. I'm looking for a 20 to 30 hitter. I'm looking for a 20 to 30 piece nugget. So I can go ahead and hit them with the wop, hit them with the cash, boom, write the check, wop, we out of there. I don't need my cost to be all the way up there. Why? Because I'm trying to compete. I want you to say, man, marking them over there taking cheap freight. I need you to say that. I want you to say that, and then I want you to try to figure out how are we able to do it and keep growing. How are they taking this cheap freight and building? I want you to say all the ungodly things about me. Little do you know, we running it up because we outthought you. Because we understand business. We understand margins. We want you to continue to go out there and do what's not best for you. That makes it easy for us. I still got 2 of my trucks. They're 05s. People worried about having these late model trucks. They're going to do the same thing. You know what that is? They're going to break down eventually. Take care of your truck. Your truck going to take care of you. You're not going to worry about a multitude. The reason why a lot of people have issues is because they don't take care of their trucks. They don't get their tires, new tires when they supposed to. They don't do their PMs when they supposed to. They hear something, they ignore it. Oh, it ain't that bad. When it get louder, then I'll take it in. No. There's going to be times where you have to come off and sacrifice to get the truck fixed. It's a part of the business. You might have to down yourself for a day or two. It's a part of the business. You have to understand that. There's going to be some days where you might not make no money because you have to get your truck maintained so you can run the next 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months or however long it is until something else happens. Right? You got to make sure that bad boy is strong. The reason why you ducking and dodging sounds, acting like you didn't hear the little sound, because when you do factor and get your money, you robbing from your business, you doing all the things that you're not supposed to be doing. Shorty ass done called your ass. She want to go here, she want to go there. So really, this is cash flow. So you finna rob the business so that you can, J down on Shorty and take her out. When really, you really can't afford to take Shorty out. You really need to leave that money in the cash flow. You dig? But see, you want to be the box truck business owner who says they're a business owner and have all the perks and shit that go along with it. But whole time you looking good to some of these people, but you robbing from the business to do it. Hold on. You robbing from the business to do it. You robbing from the business to do it. Yo. Yeah, give me like 15 minutes. I'm gonna hit you back. All right. You robbing from the business to do it. And this is why when you hear these little noises and shit like that, you really don't do it because you ain't got the chop to take the truck to the shop and do it. You like, damn, I gotta get this fixed, but I need to run a few more loads so I can run the bag up. And that's just the truth of the matter. Let's see. True, bro. In California, on the side of the road is usually newer trucks and older trucks. And I've told the story many times before. The only truck that I've had powertrain issue was one of the new trucks I bought. I've never had a trans or an engine problem on any used truck that I bought, even the two that I still own to this day. One of the new trucks I bought, trans went out 80,000 miles. So, and I've put twice that, 3 times that on the used trucks. So, you know, I understand, you know, I've been fortunate enough to, you know, build a successful business and become very profitable off of, you know, just understanding business. In order to make money, right, you have to make sure that your costs are low as possible. You have to understand that you may be working on a small profit margin. And if that's the case, then you have to work on lowering your cost. I think a lot of people really think that business means you're making 300 and 400 and 500%. You're a goddamn fool. You are a fool if you think you're gonna make those types of margins in this business. How? It's impossible. What do you think? This is sweatshop shit? Where you got people over in Indonesia that's making Jordans for pennies on the dollar, and then that shit, even with the shipping across the water and getting over here and going through all the logistics and everything that it costs to put a shoe, a $9 or $10 shoe, all in on cost, including shipping, and then it sells over here for $225. You're not gonna make those types of margins that Nike is making on Air Jordans in box trucking. You're not gonna make the margins that the Gap and Abercrombie and Aeropostale and some of these stores make when they sell a $50 t-shirt. It might cost 50 cents to make that t-shirt. $1, $2, whatever it costs. The margins are bigger. Now they're shrinking over, you know, the course of the past few years because of, you know, the labor costs and things like that over here, but it is charging more for the damn clothes. You're not getting that type of margin over here. One, especially if you're running OTR, competition drives down rates. If you like the way a Gap hoodie feels and you've been a long time shopper at the Gap and you just love the Gap, yeah, the Gap is in competition with Hollister and Abercrombie and Aeropostale and some of the other stores that aren't part of the Gap brand like Old Navy and Banana Republic. But a person who likes Gap. So they'll go to Gap because they want the Gap fleece pullover that says Gap, that arched Gap. It says Gap in an arch right there. Because they want that look and they want it to say Gap. They're a brand. Nike is a brand. Nike isn't really, they're competing against Adidas. But then again, they're not. Who is Air Jordan competing against? Nobody. That's what Nike realized very early, that Air Jordan could be a brand of its own under the Nike umbrella, and then they separated it to build its own brand separate. Air Jordan ain't competing against nobody. But you come into the box shop business, you're competing. You're not going to get those types of margins. This is what I'm talking about, business. Stop thinking about this dumb shit and focus on educating yourself on business. See, me, I don't have to, listen, I do the dumb shit when it's time to do the dumb shit, but I can afford to do the dumb shit from time to time. I understand business and I understand how money works. And this is why I can come on here and talk to people. People take the information and apply it, and they come back and say, hey, Mark, man, big dog, man, you one of them ones. I'm not telling you nothing that I haven't done. I'm telling you shit that I've done and I've learned from experience. I wouldn't have been able to sit up here and tell you this in 20 years ago at 24. I wouldn't have been able to sit up here and tell you this shit, a lot of this shit 10 years ago, because a lot of the shit that I'm telling you now, I was learning 10 years ago to be able to sit here and tell you it now. I'm a faster learner than a lot of other people, right? But I also sat my ass down, took a seat back, made a lot of sacrifices, and put the business and myself first so that I could ultimately reap the benefits, right, a lot sooner from the hard work, right? So people gotta, really understand business. When you understand business, listen, you can walk into any room, you can have those conversations, you can go into any facility as a contractor, as an owner operator, and compete with the best of them. It's nothing. You're going to be one of those people that people are intimidated by. Education is the key to success. It's the key to success. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. And when I say that, I'm not saying, oh, go to school and shit. You can educate. Like, we're living in a society now where you can educate yourself. Consume yourself with more information that's beneficial to you making money than consume information that's not gonna be in your benefit. You can always indulge in dumb shit. See, me, I can indulge in dumb shit whenever I get ready to, like that, and just do it and then be the victor, right? But it's when I want to do it. The reason people source people online to listen to, right? People want people that are going to ultimately provide value into their life, right? I was looking at last night, well, yesterday, I got a text from a buddy as a content creator I used to watch all the time. I haven't really been watching him anymore. I would listen to him. I've actually been listening to other stuff during that time period now, but he's into a situation. This is the year of the situations, right? Beefs and shit like that, back and forth. And I was, privy to these two content creators that I listened to, and one was on one person's platform. One had a platform with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and then this person had a platform with less than 5,000 subscribers, and this person would be featured on this person's channel every single week, and his channel still never grow. With him being on a person's channel who had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, those hundreds of thousands of subscribers didn't tune in to the person with less than 5,000 subscribers, even though he was featured on a bigger platform every week. And the answer was simple. The person who had the less subscribers, even though he was put on a large platform, when those people from that large platform went over and looked at the smaller guy, they didn't subscribe because there was no value being provided. Not to say that the individual didn't have any value. That individual just spent a lot of time talking about shit that didn't pique the interest. The value was buried amongst all of bullshit rhetoric. Now, I could see the value in that individual, right? But you would have to dig deep. And what a lot of people don't understand is, what I understand because I study behavior, this is how I'm able to maneuver in different rooms and places and things like that and prey on people's weaknesses and ignorance, is that people have a short attention span nowadays. So when people come over to this individual's channel from this person that was putting them on their platform with a couple 100,000 subscribers, is that when the people came over because they saw him over there, if he didn't get to the meat and potatoes and capture the interest of the viewer, the consumer, they wasn't finna sit there through all the antics and the bullshit to find the value. And that's why that content creator has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and steady growing. And this person that sat on that platform week in and week out, that got placed in front of hundreds of thousands of subscribers, could never grow. So when those people came over, they said, you know what? I'll just catch them on the other channel. I ain't subscribing to this shit. Because what that content creator didn't understand or doesn't understand is that people have short attention spans. You got to get in and get out. You got to get in and get out. Business is kind of similar. You can waste your time with doing a lot of bullshit because we all got to go through the learning curve and it's all going to cost us. But the individual who takes the time to educate themselves, when they get in, it's going to cost them less money and less time trying to figure shit out as they go that they could have figured out prior to them getting in at no cost. The individual that educates themselves can surgically dismantle their competitors. Like that, right? In trucking, in different types of businesses, whatever. Just by having the information, the education. It's simple. People look at money the wrong way nowadays because they're not educated. They're not educated on how money works. They hear shit online, and if it sounds good, that's what they run with. And a lot of the shit that you hear online when it comes to business is really watered down baloney, to be honest with you. So election year, down payments can make a big difference. You talking about on cars or equipment? Down payments don't make sense to me. Averaging what, $17 every $1,000 I put down. I'm putting down $10,000 to save $170. I'm putting $20,000 down to save $240. No, I just pay the extra $170 a month and keep my 10. Because guess what? Me holding on to that 10 to save $170 a month, that 10 can make me more than $170 a month. Why would I do that? The value of the 10 is out here with me. Think about it. If you had an extra 10, you mean to tell me you couldn't figure out a way to make that $10,000 make you more than $170? If you had an extra 10, there's no way, you telling me there's no way you can turn that 10 into anything past $170. Probably not, because you're just going to leave it in the bank and look at it and feel good because it's in there not doing a goddamn thing for you. Just sitting in and dormant like it's laying in a goddamn casket. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. The money got to be working at all times. Money got to be working at all times. What's going on, Lilia? What's the topic for today? Equipment funding. How does Uber Freight work with box truck? It doesn't. It doesn't work with box trucks. Last I heard, it doesn't work with box trucks. Lou Jackson said he got caught up with Balboa Capital 4 years ago. I paid double for. Yeah, I remember Lou Jackson did tell that story. He refinanced with his credit union. So here's a person who did get caught up with one and refinanced with his credit union. So, let me see. All right. So if there's any questions, I'll answer a few questions, and then I'm going to tiptoe on up out of this joint. I'm going to tiptoe up out of here. Any questions, comments, concerns? I got a bunch of DMs about 2-3 hours ago. Is everything okay out there? I was on a live stream. Is everything good out there in these streets? I was getting DMs all when I was doing my members only live stream, man. Is everything good in these streets, man? Let me know if everything is good out here. Do I need to put on my black mask, man? Let me know. Let me know if we need to slide. Listen, I have no problem sliding, all right? I seen some DMs come through when we was on the members only. Let me know if I need to go ahead and put it on, cause I'll put it on and end some and what's a good rear end ratio for OTR box trucks? Listen, man. Listen. I don't know. Because I never ran OTR to even be concerned about those types of specs, to be honest with you. So. NATO is attacking Russian fleet. When right now? Oh my God, what is going on? Mark, I'm probably one of the nicest subscribers Kirk had, but he blocked me today. Why did he block you? Why did he block you? Why did he block you, Neil? NATO, Russia. Now preparing for potential ground war with Russia, including plans for U.S. troops. Uh-oh. Neil, what happened? Because he was talking about buying subs of Louis. I guess you mean Louis Vuitton, and I told him don't talk about something you're not going to do, and he blocked me. I mean, shit. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. How one person runs this channel, that's just how he runs this channel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I don't know. I wasn't watching him, if he was live. All right. But I see that people were talking about him. I was doing a live stream, a members only live stream, and I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But buying a Louis Vuitton, I mean, he might buy him one. I don't know what buying a Louis Vuitton bag for a subscriber, how that's going to make that subscriber more successful in their box truck. I guess they can take their Louis bag with them when they do their loads or something. I don't know, but shit, if that's what you want to do, shit, go ahead. Just don't say my name, shit, and keep my name out your mouth. And keep that sneak diss and shit to a minimum before I turn my bully up. So I wouldn't worry about it, man. If that's what he want to do, then shit, that's what he want to do. What people want to do with their money is what they want to do with their money. If a person goes out and they earn their money, if they want to fucking stand on top of the Eiffel Tower or the Sears Tower and just let it fly in the wind, then that's what they want to do. So I mean, I wouldn't block me personally. I wouldn't block a person for something like that. But then again, I probably wouldn't say that because I wouldn't do that. I'm not buying nobody no Louis Vuitton bag. Not a subscriber. If I do something y'all seen things that I've done for subscribers. I've helped subscribers. I'll do game shows and give them stuff or a fuel card, gift card, or some shit like that. But me personally, that's not something I would do. So. But if that's what he wants to do, God bless him. I wouldn't get upset if that's how he wants to spend his money. That's his money. So another fake giveaway, it sounds like to me. Let's see. But don't feel bad about it. Don't feel sad about it. Tips on startup, loans to buy equipment. It seems to me that to get a loan, you have to be able to not need a loan. Your thoughts? what type of loan are you talking about? What type of loan are you talking about? Are you talking about like a traditional business loan? Are you talking about a commercial auto loan? What type of loan are you talking about? Because the way I would answer that is going to be different. So depending on the type of loan, the answer is going to be different. One answer you may not even expect for me to say. And that's based on a lot of the shit that is being promoted out here online. You know, a lot of the cap that's being promoted out here online. So what type of loan are you talking about first? And then I can give you an answer. All right. Let me know before I get out of here if you're still here. Whoever answered that question about the loan. Commercial truck loan, can run it through personal or LLC. Either way seems not good because I'm a new startup. All right, so you probably wasn't here earlier. All right, so when you going through one of these trucking companies, one of these trucking dealerships, one of these off-brand or third-party mom and pop trucking, or even some of the ones like Diamond, you know, they don't go through traditional banks for whatever reason. I don't understand why traditional banks don't deal with these companies, but they don't. Right? So they go through like hard money lenders, predatory lenders, brokers that, you know, source candidates to sell to some of these predatory lenders. They go through entities like that, which I don't recommend them, right? There are ways around it. If you have strong credit, you can take a personal loan and you can loan the money to your business, right? If you have a credit union, you can attempt to go through your credit union. You can work really hard with whatever you're doing to build, you know, as far as active income now, delayed gratification, save money, you can cash out. Like buying a truck cash is, I think more people think it's not obtainable, and it really is, right? It really is. Like I literally just watched two people save up 15 grand that do gig work, a married couple. So like you can do it. I think people want to get into this business a lot quicker than a lot faster than probably, you know, what they should. I think, you know, like I said earlier, business ain't going nowhere. If you know you want to come into this business, you looking at a truck around the $30,000 price point, I would create a goal, create a plan to try and save up that money. All right. Simultaneously, while looking for a source of funding, right? A potential loan that's not predatory, right? But those are some options that you can get. You're not going to be able to walk in a bank and get a commercial loan, right? No bank is going to loan a new business money. Why? Because you're too much of a risk. They're not even going to talk to you unless you've been in business for 2 or 3 years, right? So you can't get a traditional loan to the business. Personal loan, loaning it to the business is an option. Credit union is an option. Saving the money, cashing out is another option. Secured, probably easier to get with better rates. If you can get a secured loan, personal, I don't think you're going to be able to get a secured business loan on the new. So far as all avenues say, I'm too new, even my credit union, I can continue to use my old 94 pickup. Okay. So what I did was I started small. I started with my pickup under the table, started renting trucks, saving my money, got licensed, started buying trucks cash. That's what I did. Now, the trucks that I was buying cash were 8 years old at the time when I was buying them, but they were affordable and they were mine. I didn't have to worry about paying. And guess what? The truck dealership, the lot that I went to, they went through these third party. It was a company back in the day called, was it Springleaf Financial? Was that Springleaf? Is that still around? Springleaf. Yep, Springleaf Financial. Yep. Springleaf Financial. I think they've switched their name to One Main Financial or some shit now. Because I typed in Springleaf Financial and One Main Financial comes up. So maybe Springleaf got acquired by One Main. But Springleaf was one of those big third party funny companies back in the day when I was building. And when I looked at that shit, I was like, ain't no way in hell I was doing it. We just gonna cash out. Right? And that's what I did. But I worked my way up to that. You dig what I'm saying? But when I was going to cash out trucks, man, the money that I bought the first truck, that shit wasn't shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you delay your gratification and you work really, really hard and you appropriate the money into the right things, which is back into the business, that money gonna pile up. It's gonna pile up. Listen, it's gonna pile up. So if you're working in your 94 pickup truck, keep doing what you're doing and gradually grow. All right? Go from a 94 pickup truck to maybe a cargo van or maybe a smaller box truck. Do your market analysis. See what your market has to offer you. You don't have to go from a 94 pickup straight to a 26-foot box truck. Grow slowly. Bootstrap your business, and by the time if you go that route, by the time you get to a 26-foot box truck, you have the money to buy that truck 3, 4, 5 times over. I can't tell nobody how to come from nothing to a 26-foot box truck because I didn't go that route. I wasn't fortunate. I'm glad I wasn't fortunate because I probably would have failed. Right? There's a lot of things that I learned when I was in my pickup. There's a lot of things I was still learning when I started renting Penske trucks. Right, I was still learning things when I was licensed and buying trucks. Right, I can't tell a person how to jump from nothing to a 26-foot box truck because I didn't go that route. And I see that a lot of people, the mass majority that do go that route, they fail. Not everybody, but a lot of them do. So, I've seen myself start from nothing, humble beginnings to grow. I've seen other people start from humble beginnings and see more success, right? I mean, even Kurt, me and Kurt don't get along. He said some foul things about, he's mentioned my OG a bunch of times. He doesn't know her. He's just done some disrespectful shit. I don't fuck with him, right? But you can't take anything away from his beginning. Now, he'll do it to me, but I don't do whole shit, right? So I'm going to use him as an example, right? Because, one thing about me, I'm always keep it funky. Now, as far as the box truck space, we the only two that I've seen. If you look at the other main ones, they started in the pandemic. They never were in trucking, and they jumped from whatever they was doing before straight into a 26-foot box truck. I'm not saying they're not successful, right? I'm not saying that. But I'm speaking from a point of individuals who started humbly. One, as a person who is trying to figure his way out, figure his way through life, as most people that were in their 20s, back in my era, being in my 20s, did. You trying to figure things out, right? And I stumbled across this with what I had, and I worked my way up to what y'all seen when I decided I was ready to show y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Here's another individual who started over here that came from another country that had to figure their way out. So here's two examples from two people from different sides of the pond, so to speak, that started from humble beginnings that turned out to be successful. I think that route is more effective. It's probably harder. You probably have to delay more gratification. You don't get that instant gratification that a lot of people nowadays desire. But I think overall, I think the end result is much more appreciated because you can look back and see what you accomplished, and it feels good, and you don't have to go through a lot of the learning curve as if you jump into something from no prior knowledge to way up here, and you're spending all this money trying to go through the learning curve and trying to figure things out as you go, instead of gradually just coming in down here and growing. And the closer you get to this point, you're amassing knowledge along the way. And now, not only are you amassing knowledge, clearly you're amassing the capital, because that's why you're growing in the first place. That's just the way I look at shit. I like to look at things, logically. Now, my route ain't gonna be everybody's route, but I think the humble route, the bootstrap route, the grassroots route is the best way. You have case studies in the space. In this space, you have case studies, live actual case studies from both, from humble beginning creators to people who have entered in. Now, there's going to be some fables and some fairy tales told, and there's going to be some misinformation and people selling information on what the hell they talk about. We've uncovered a lot of that, but it never came from the experience. It never came from the people who started from nothing and worked their way up. You've never heard misinformation come from those experienced people. There's a reason why. And it's a reason why. So, Mark, one more question before I go. Did you get a chance to do that junk hauling vid or the moving vid? Nope, didn't get a chance to do it yet. I thought about I was going to do it last week, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't feel like doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I didn't feel like doing it. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna get to it one of these days. I'm gonna get to it. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get to it. Man. Yeah. So, all right, man. Is that it? With my first truck, I got an SBA loan with a 2.5 rate. It's hard work because you have to draft a business plan. Oh, see, that's hard work because you have to draft a business plan. You should have had the business plan drafted prior to that. The business plan should have already been drafted. Listen, a business plan is just a part of creating a business. But you just told the tale right there. A lot of people don't have a business plan. So, hey, that's what's going to separate what I say, the haves from the have-nots. You got some haves, you got some have-nots. Ain't no more middle. Ain't no middle no more. And if it is, it's not much of that class. That shit is almost damn near over with. Either you got it or you don't. Period. That's how I look at it. Either you got it or you don't. And that's just what it is. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people got it, some people don't. Shit, I got it over here, but guess what? I didn't have it in hooping. I could hoop, but at the end of the day, I wasn't tall enough. I couldn't throw it down. So my dreams of being the next Michael Jordan, they stopped at a certain point, right? I'm not finna go chase a dream that I got calm enough sense to know that I ain't gonna never make it. Just cause I can hoop at the playground and shit like that and do some crossovers and and shoot a good J, I can't dunk it. I ain't tall enough, right? So I don't have it over there. I didn't have it, right? A lot of people don't realize before it's too late that they don't have it in certain things. When it comes to business, I got it, right? And guess what? You see a lot of NBA players that got the money and they ain't got a lick of business sense. They don't have it over there. This is why they go broke. You know, so you got the haves and the have-nots. Some people got it, some people don't. And it's not something necessary that you have to be born with. Some of these things you can be born with. I can't make myself 6'8", but I could educate myself to make me a beast when it comes to business, right? You see some of these guys that's 6'8", that's cold, that get these $200-300 million contracts, and then they go piss all their money off because they don't know, they can't make a goddamn decision to save their life. Look at Twan. Look at Twan. Look at Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker live right down the street from me. Right? I see Twan all the time. I can take you to where Twan is at right now. Literally. It's a spot that jumps Sunday nights right down the street from me. Right around the corner from where when your boy came here, the hotel is literally right around the corner from my crib. I guarantee you right now, if I take this car and walk down there, Twan is in there. Now, this is a guy that made $110 million. Good neighborhood still, right? But he's frolicking around like a regular person because, and he'll tell you, he didn't do what he was supposed to do with the money. He didn't know what to do. He entrusted people, and that $110 million it just dwindled away, right? He had the skills on the basketball court to make that type of money, but the business investments, he didn't have it up here. He entrusted other people, and they saw he didn't have it up here, so they took advantage of him. So it is what it is. I'm staying busy working after hours and weekends, but I need more capacity to be able to quit my day job and go on out full time. Light capacity is my current drawback. Wait, you've been in trucking 46 years? How old are you? Hired Gun said he's been in trucking 46 years. So you've been in trucking 46 years as a company driver? How old are you? If you've been trucking for 46 years, shouldn't you be you past retirement? Hold on. You might make me stay on a little bit longer you did. Wait a minute, hold on. Did you is that a typo? Did you mean to put 26 years? Did you mean to put 16 years? 46 years? I want to know, one, how old are you? And two, why are you talking about leaving a company to start a business? You should have been retired 13 years ago, to be honest with you. I'm 61, started when I was 14. So here's the thing. Why aren't you looking at retirement? Why are you looking at starting a business and trucking at 61? And I don't want to get into your business, but you in the chat, and I don't know how long you've been watching the channel. You probably new here, but if you're 61, wait, hold on. Started when I was 14 years old. Hold on, I just caught that. Hold on. First of all, are you American? Let me see something. Are you an American? Are you an immigrant? Did you migrate here from somewhere else? Wait, so you're a full American. How did you start trucking at 14? I don't believe that. I think you're a troll. I think you're trolling right now. Not, you've been trucking you're full American, but you've been trucking since you was 14. No. Yeah, I hear you, but I don't. I don't believe that hired gun. I'm sorry. You're a full American and you've been trucking since you were 14. Who in the game? Boston is winning. Oh no, it's over with. 105 to 98. Two ex-wives, child support, and a couple failed businesses that were not in trucking. But I'm asking you, how were you in trucking at 14? That's the part that don't make sense. All this, yeah, I get it. But how? Like, come on, like, I got common sense, right? So if you're not trolling, let's be serious here. You can't truck at 14. You can't truck at 15. You can't truck at 16. Like seriously. Two ex-wives, child support, and a couple failed businesses. Yeah, I don't like personal shit. I get it. I don't get into personal shit. But I can understand how personal shit will cause a person to financially be in financial ruins. But I want to get down to the nitty gritty of the 46 years because to me, legally, how long have you legally been trucking? Grew up in an international harvester truck and farm equipment. My dad was the parts department manager, record driver. That was my mentor. Started learning about A. All right, so cool. Let's kick it like this. Working after hours and weekends, but I need more capacity to be able to quit my day job and go on route. So if you've been trucking for 46 years and I'm deeming you experienced, at this point in your life, would you want to take on the responsibility of starting your own trucking company? I'm pretty sure you can get your own truck and probably be a better owner operator than a lot of these younger people that are coming out here because you've been in the industry X amount of years. But is that something with the ups and downs and being a business owner that you'd be willing to do this late in life? I'm just curious. 2 for 1 says I seem quick to judge. Not quick to judge. That's why I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions. I'm not judging them. If I was judging them, I would have said, "Oh man, how you 61 and you out here fucked up in these streets and shit like that?" That's judging. I never said that. 61, you supposed to be da 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 da. I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty. It's a 10-second delay between when I say shit versus when you guys see it. I'm waiting. I'm curious. In order for me to get to the nitty gritty, I have to ask these questions. I'm not judging whatsoever. Not judging them whatsoever. Because the people that follow the channel would know if I was gonna get on them, I'd be like, "Oh man, you fucked up out here in these streets. You supposed to be da 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 da." No, basically what I was saying is normally in normal situations, a person that is that age is looking towards retirement. It's just the facts. So without him telling me that personal information, how was I supposed to know? I also said that life has its drawbacks. You know, certain things that happen in life that'll put you in financial ruins. You know, certain decisions people make will put you in financial ruins. Not everybody has a squeaky clean path to the top. You know, you kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't uh 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 bubble when you come on YouTube, right? Because a person could say that about me, what you said about him, but then I've had people or other content creators say, "Oh, well, this dude ain't married and ain't got no kids." But that was the sacrifice I made because I wouldn't be in the position that I'm at right now if I would have stopped to take the time to start a family. Like I've literally been criticized by a content creator, which to me makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But you know, people will say lame shit, and then they won't say it to your face because you will tap that, you'll check that jaw. You see what I'm saying? You'll check that jaw, but they'll say it online. So it's like a double-edged sword when it comes to business. You see what I'm saying? You know, you have some people that focus, let's say, on themselves. And they may not go through the financial ruins that a person, let's say, who starts a business, gets in a relationship or a marriage, and the marriage doesn't work out. And now you built a successful business, and, you know, this person is going to take half and going about their life, and half of what you built, they taking it, and there's somebody else now that's reaping the benefits from what you built because the person that they married or they fucking with now is got half of what you built. And then there's another individual who does put themselves first, or individuals that do put themselves first, delay their gratification, focus on themselves and build themselves up, but they don't have that family structure. They got the money, they got the success, but they sacrifice the family to get to that. You know? So 14, what up? Alimony is a real bitch when you have to pay out 30% of your gross pay to someone you hate as long as they live. That's see, yeah, you know, I feel you. I don't have any experience with that, right? I don't have any experience with that, but I've heard people, and seems like everybody that goes through that is really, really upset. And I could get why. You got to pay out money to somebody for the rest of your life. So even if they go get married, that money that they getting, they spent sharing it with somebody else that didn't have shit to do with whatever it is you worked hard for. Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna get out of here afterwards. And I kind of I kind of know where you're gonna go because I know how you feel, but I want you to answer it, you know, without thinking personally about that person. If you could go back and do the shit all over again, would you not necessarily get married to that person? Forget that person. I'm just saying in general, or would you focus on yourself and on your business? Kevin said Scottie Pippen is a prime example. So don't don't answer it based on that individual. I'm just saying in general, would you go back, if you could go back in time, would you focus on yourself and the business, right? Or would you still do same things the same way you did them, just not with that person? Let's say that person in existence was another person. Would you still go that route, or would you just primarily focus on yourself and your business? Still 20 years from retiring, who lost half their damn pensions in divorce. A lot of these cats that's out here married, they just married. And I'm not speaking about you. You know, I ain't speaking about you, but a lot of people just marry the wrong individuals. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I've had 2 chances to get married, and I was selfish. I focused on myself and the business. I see a lot of people get married nowadays for all the wrong reasons. Once again, I'm not talking about your situation, right? We saw a lot of people get married during the pandemic because it was the cool thing to do. See, there was a lot of shit that happened during the pandemic because it just seemed cool. People got married during the pandemic because they was bored and they wanted to do something because they wanted to party and they wanted to take pictures and post them on Instagram, and then they wanted to put hashtag goals. And then as soon as the pandemic was over, you seen an influx of divorces like you'd never seen before. Right? Marriage is a risk. It's a big risk, right? So I always looked at it like that for the most part, right? Um, there's a lot of things when you're building a business, uh, assets, uh, just different assets and shit like that, that, you know, when you combine that other person that may have not had anything to do, like they say it wasn't shooting in the gym with you, that they automatically, you know, come into that, right? Because you're a unit, right? Or whatever. And then if it don't work, you was shooting in the gym and now they get half of it. What people don't understand, and what I came to understand, marriage is a business, right? A lot of people look at marriage as a relationship. I don't look at marriage as a relationship. I look at marriage as a business, all right? I get married and not as a partnership, like, okay, I got a business and I'm marrying this person, this is my partner. No, I'm talking about the actual relationship. This is a business relationship within itself, because if I go into business with an individual, let's say you got an idea, I got the capital, and we become partners, I have to trust you. I'm going to be testing you during the whole process of us talking. I'm actually vetting you to see if I really want to do this. I'm looking for anything that say, dude, no, I'm not messing with the dude. Or I'm not messing with the chick. I ain't doing business. When I be done had to go upside this person's head because, they may not look at business the way I look at business, and we gonna end up getting into it, and this just ain't gonna be good, right? I look at marriage the same way. Is this somebody that I can trust? Is this somebody that, God forbid, if I got sick and I could no longer be at the helms of the business because I'm gotta, be taken care of, I need a motherfucker to come in and wipe my ass or whatever the case may be. Is this a person I can trust to still run the business and do what's best for us? Or is this going to be a person that they couldn't wait till I got sick so they can go ahead and say, oh, this ain't going to work no more, and then bounce because they know they're going to get half of it, right? So I look at marriage just like how you should look at business. I think a lot of people should look at marriage as a business. You have to trust, the person that you're marrying. They have to, y'all almost got to be alike. They got to have your best interest, and you got to have their best interest, and then they have to have the best interest of y'all together, right? Because ultimately the whole goal is to come combine and build, right? So, I've seen people get married and grow apart. I've seen people put on a mask, and then when they get to the wedding and shit, the mask come off, and literally I've seen people get married and divorced in a year. I know somebody that got married, had a kid, and was like the chick, all she wanted was a kid, and then filed for divorce. Like right after she got pregnant, popped the kid out, she filed for divorce. Like I seen all type of shit. And a lot of this shit I've taken as case studies. And I've looked at, marriage. I've formulated my opinion on marriage, especially from a business perspective. So, and this is why I've taken my time and choosing a partner wisely. I haven't had any children out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've done everything carefully for everything that he's talking about. I even look at it from a perspective of, okay, I'm not gonna get too deep into that. But marriage I look at it as a business, and I think if more people looked at it as a business, they would probably not end up in a lot of situations they end up in. When you look at it from feelings and how you feel when you with this person and how this person make you feel and how they, it's a little graphic, Pippi. I hope your daughter ain't, or your daughter, your son ain't watching. How they, take care of business in the bedroom, this, that, and the third. Like, you looking at that shit for all the wrong reasons. Those shits is like added bonuses and shit. The foundation of the relationship, I think, ultimately should be looked at more from a business perspective than how, you feel when y'all intimate with each other, or how she look or how he look, or this, that, and the third. Like I said, if I think people look at that more from a business, they wouldn't end up with a lot of people end up with. Listen, I'm not gonna, me personally, I need to end up with somebody that I'm gonna marry that's smart, right? Because if I'm not there, I don't know, I might get dementia or something, man. I don't know. I might get in a car accident. You dig what I'm saying? So even though this person might continue to ride with me because they got that love for me, what good is it if I'm the brains and this person don't got a half a brain? She just a 9.5 and a 10. No, I need the 9.5 and a 10 with the brain. Because if I'm no longer able to even think for myself, I need this person to be able to think for me and think at somewhat of the same type of mental capacity that I thought at. I don't need no fucking dumb blind. Dumb blind can't help me if something happened to me. So a lot of people, they get caught up on all the dumb shit. You can date whatever you want. And see, this is where I think a lot of people get fucked up at. You can date whatever you want. Like, I date. Listen, I go out with the all the chicks that all the niggas want, but I ain't gonna marry them. See, I think that's where a lot of people get shit fucked up. When I hear people say dumb shit, see, I hit a lot of the chicks that a lot of these motherfuckers want. I ain't gonna marry them though. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these cats is marrying these chicks. They marrying all the dumb chicks. They marrying the chicks that they see on Instagram with the fat old asses. I'm not marrying them chicks. Them chicks is good for what they there for, to look at on Instagram. They're not marriage material because they're telling you to tell on Instagram. They're about a bag. They're about that money. If you ain't got the money, they not fucking with you. And when the money go, they not gonna fuck with you. A lot of these ball players, these rappers, a lot of these cats that come into money, they go straight and slide into these chicks' DM. And these chicks take them on a ride. They marry the chicks take them on a ride. Look at most of your NBA players, most of your football players, most of these baseball players, all these cats, some of these rappers, these singers, they all get taken on a ride because they marry for all the wrong reasons. But you look at the people that was married when both of them were broke. The come up didn't come till later. They still together. Look at Denzel and his wife. Look at Samuel L. Jackson. Do you compare it to somebody like Michael Jordan? Like, he met Juanita here at the Cotton Club when he first came to Chicago. She already had a reputation. Didn't last. As soon as that oldest kid went to college, that shit was over with. They waited till the daughter got up of age, and then Juanita said, all right, I'm out of here. The couples that come up together, they stay together. See, a lot of people don't have common sense to know that. Certain chicks you just have fun with. It's okay to have fun with them. Just don't marry that goofy ass. Because if you marry him, then you become the goofy. Especially if you the person with the bread. You said they're nothing like our grandparents or our parents. I agree. I was just having this conversation not too long ago. Like, I never remember my OG going to a club, a bar. Never. She went to work. She came home. She was with me and my brother. She never went on a girls' trip. We never were left for days with our grandma. God rest her soul before she passed. It was always us. That was a different era. Now, these mamas is leaving their kids with whoever will take them, not necessarily grandma, because now you gotta understand the age gap between the kid and grandma. The kid and grandma are clubbing together. They in the spot together. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You go to a spot, damn, this your girl. No, it's my daughter. They're like, damn, I can hit mom and daughter. Literally, I can knock off mom and I can knock off dad. I gotta decide which one I want to holler at. It's like that now, right? So that age difference. So these chicks can't lead they kid with mama no more, cause mama's still trying to get her groove on. Mama is in the spot right now with the daughter. I done literally pulled up on some chicks like, yo, that's your girl. No, that's my mama. Or no, that's my daughter. It ain't that age gap like when you was coming up. Your mama and grandma look like a grandma. That's grandma with the long arm and shit, had all the meat hanging off the arm all the way down there, that southern arm. When your grandma arm, that meat hanging all the way down there, they don't know nothing about that. Grandma looked like a grandma. Grandma wasn't somebody that you was going to approach and be like, God damn, that's your grandma? Damn, grandma, get it. Grandma looked like a grandma. Grandma was the age of a grandma. You got 30, listen, Bernice Burgos, as bad as she is, she's a grandma. Bernice Burgos is my age and she's a grandma. Bad grandma. Grandma will get it. See what I'm saying? So he's right. We living in a different time. He said, look at Jalen Green, 21. Right. So who was that chick? That's I forget her name, but she was on NBA Wives, right? And that's what she do. She found cats like Jalen Green, who young, dumb. She put that monkey on him. She put that cougar monkey on him. She tell him all the right things because she know what to say. His goofy young ass with the bag. She got his goofy ass and she got up out of that. Drea. Because he didn't know no better. He didn't have no real niggas around him to be like, nah, bro, she a fun thing. Don't take it off. Put the garbage bag on. He didn't have nobody to tell him to put the garbage bag on. And keep it on. Bro, this what she owned. She owned that, boy. Look at her past. Nah, she whispered in that nigga ear. She hit him in the head, if you know what I'm talking about. That nigga ain't never felt that before. He probably one of these punks that could hoop, that came from middle America, wasn't used to seeing a bad broad around his way. She pulled up on his goofy ass, and it didn't take no time. She got pregnant her old ass got pregnant. Now he's fucked. He's fucked. She did what she's known to do. She was a fun thing. See, he didn't look at her as a fun thing. He fell for the okie doke. Like a lot of these young NBA players do. A lot of these NBA players in general do. Some of them can afford to do it. Some of them don't have a career like a Shaq that could play out there like that and take care of a multitude of different women and kids. Some of them ain't going to have the success of Mike. Some of these cats ain't going to be that successful. Like him that's making dumb decisions. Could get injured. Anything could happen. Look at your boy from last year. I forget his name. Was it Tony Smith or whatever his name was? Tony something. And the chick went on live, was treating him on live last year, earlier this year, treating his goofy ass. He just had to sit there like a goofy and take it and then go on Vlad and have to talk about it. What was his name? Big, tall, goofy stud. You talking about Larsa Pippen and Pippen, right? Larsa Pippen, right? She Future done put her in a song. Gucci flip flops, like, come on, bro, like that shit was embarrassing, bro. But Pippen, Joe Smith, there you go, Joe Smith, right? Pippen, old country. Listen, that perfect example. Pippen, old country bumpkin from Arkansas, got up to the big city, up here in Chicago. Same thing like Jordan, old country bumpkin. Need some country bumpkin type mogs. They done got to the big city up here in Chicago, and they done got taken advantage of. They were middle Americans that could dunk a ball, but when they got up here to the big city, these chicks knew what to do with them, and they got caught up. You talking about Pippen, who signed a 7-year dumbass contract. He signed a dumbass contract and then got mad about it. You signed it. This is the mental capacity of some of these guys. He couldn't even make the right business decision for his own career. So, of course, he's not going to make the best decision for his relationship. He doesn't look at his relationship as a business. He can't even comprehend signing a good contract for the Bulls. They took him on the ride. Even the owner of the Bulls said, "You sure you want to sign this?" He told him, like, "Yo, you sure you want to sign this?" When the owner telling you, "Yo, you sure you want to sign it?" And this dumbass dude still signed it. Come on, bro. Stop playing. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, bro. You gotta know how to protect the bag. You gotta know your worth. Just like you make a business decision, you enter into a business dealing, that's how the way you should enter into a marriage. Period. Listen, a business person, a true business person, then I'm out of here. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all gotta stop listening to all this bullshit online. Stop listening to all this goofy shit online. Stop paying this shit mind. Y'all just seen about 30, 40 minutes ago. My chick called me. She said, "You streaming?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give me 15 minutes. That was 45 minutes ago. I do what I want to do. I don't move on what nobody else say. At the end of the day, I move when I want to move. A real businessman looks at everything like business. Everything. I look at every single situation, every single thing I do, I look at it from a business perspective. Kevin said, unfortunately, he made a mistake. Well, Kevin, listen, mistakes cost. And we talking about business. Listen, in order to win in business, you have to have more wins than losses. So you have to take the time. Life is about choices and decisions. You can make a choice, and to the rest of the world, that choice may not be a good choice. But if you understand why you making that choice, they'll understand later. A lot of people make bad decisions, but I think a lot of decisions that people make bad, could have been prevented. No, you didn't get nothing started. This is what we do on this channel. Yeah, you just we kicking it. I think people need to make decisions like business, and that can coincide with how we talk about OTR and trucking and man, and y'all don't know what man is because y'all new to the channel. Well, a lot of people need to understand going over the road. Listen, man gonna slide up in your crib because you not there. So you need to make a business decision. You gonna put the business first and not focus on the what if, or you gonna be too busy on the road worrying about the what if to the point where you can't focus on your business. And that's going to determine the person who I hope that little that little tongue twister riddle didn't go over too many people's head. You feel me? So me, I'm gonna always do what's in best interest for me. Because I look at everything from a business perspective. If I don't take care of business, then can't nobody else benefit from it. So I'm gonna do what's best for me. You didn't do nothing wrong. We talking about trucking, and you talked about your situation. But let me go back up to. I'm thinking about Africa, Philippines. If decide to look for another mate, like I don't know, I don't get in all that. Like that whole what they call it, passport bros. I think the passport bros are some of the lamest cats on the earth. You would never catch me going over to another country to look for a chick. Listen, if you can't find a chick here, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's chicks here. You just got to know how to see. A lot of things is a lot of these cats over here, they forgot or they don't. So a lot of the cats here, they want somebody to, a lot of these chicks, I should say, they just ain't honoring a lot of these cats, right? But that goes to the cats looking for the wrong chicks. The chicks that they see on Instagram that they want, that look good, they want that same look, but they want a motherfucker to be submissive. So they go over to Colombia, they get that look, and they gonna be submissive. But I'm hearing them cats is going over there, bringing chicks back here, marrying them, and them chicks is staying in their goofy ass. So that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, if you find somebody and you marry them for all the wrong reasons, I don't give a fuck if you get them from here or you get them from there. The shit ain't gonna be right, because it wasn't right from the beginning. If you indulge into a relationship for all the wrong reasons, whether it be a relationship, a business relationship, for the wrong reasons, the shit ain't gonna go right, because you went into it for all the wrong reasons. It's not gonna never blossom into something beautiful, because you came into it with the wrong intentions from the beginning. Like, no. Women here don't have a traditional values, no longer raised to be wise. I think you right, but there's some ones out there. You just gotta be patient and find the right one. Sometimes you have to be patient. You gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through the courting process. And somebody out here for everybody, you know. But the ones that ain't marriage material, have fun with them. You can do whatever you want with them, just don't marry them. And that's that. So unfortunately, Mark, a lot of others feel like that because they don't want to lose their dime piece for someone else. Well, you know, hey, check this out. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know. I think more people need to focus on themselves. They don't want to lose the best thing they ever had. Huh? You know why? Because they dependent on that person. See, what people gotta realize now is a lot of people seeing how hard it is to take care of shit on their own. So that's why, like, when I hear people say, like, you'll hear a lot of fuck shit on the internet, a lot of dumb shit, and then you can always throw it back in the motherfucker. It's people out here that need two incomes just so that they can only live comfortable. So a lot of people, women, feel like they need a man, right? Which they do, so that they can live more comfortable. And then you see some dudes, you got a lot of suckers out here too that feel like, man, they can't do it on their own either. You feel what I'm saying? One's because they don't want to delay their gratification. They want to live at a certain type of level that they $100,000, they $75,000 salary ain't gonna afford them. So instead of them courting the proper way and being patient for the right person that God send them, they settle for something for all the wrong reasons so that they can buy, so that they can fucking live this fucking life of rally here, or what they think is a life of rally here, so they can go back on Instagram and put hashtag goals into only a year later, all the hashtag gold pictures that you saw, they disappeared no more. What happened to all the? Oh man, we going through it. We going through a divorce. I deleted her off my Instagram, or I deleted him off my Instagram, because they came into that shit for all the wrong reasons in the first place. Instead of just being happy with what God gave them and being patient. It take a lot to live a certain type of lifestyle with one income coming in, but a lot of motherfuckers don't want to do the type of work. That's why a motherfucker said something to me. I said, bro, listen, I'm doing all this shit alone in the house. You talking about motherfuckers in the house that you put on a high pedestal that's doing all this shit alone. In the house. Point in case. Focus on yourself. Build your business. Have fun with the have fun girls. Keep them garbage bags. Do what's best for you. And a lot of guys won't fall victim, like you see a lot of these guys that once they hit that success, fall victim to. And then eventually you'll find the right person, and then you can go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people miss out on the right person because they go for the wrong person. So, it definitely takes more for a middle class lifestyle than it did 40 years ago. That's a GDP has gone parabolic currency. The basement, yep. So, and we was just having this conversation recently. You know what I'm saying? I had to get a content creator and some of their subscribers in place. You know, I had to get another content creator and some of their subscribers in place because they worry about me being in the house. Mark is in the house, living the life. Because Mark focused on himself. So, you know, business is about sacrifice. You know, some people are going to agree with the sacrifice. Some people are going to disagree with it. Some people are going to say goofy shit that don't make sense. And then you got to call them out their bullshit and check them and turn them upside down and hang them over a building and turn your bully up and do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, I think if more people look into, you know, if I'm gonna say it like this, and then I'm out here. A business person looks at everything from a business lens, everything, even down to their relationships. If you look at things the way you look at business, if you have success in business, you deem yourself a good businessman. Look at everything from a business perspective. You'll have success in all categories. Law enforcement has a sense of humor back now that 14-year-old kid will go to jail, be killed on the roadside. A lot of things have changed over the years. Mark, I think it's bad because the Simps see these chicks looking good and it's like a dream. I like Shauna, but I wouldn't marry her. Well, it just goes back to what we said the other day. Like, a lot of these cats wouldn't even see half these chicks that they see if it wasn't for the internet. A lot of these chicks that people see now is because they can literally go through Instagram all day, flip, and then they see something like slide in the DM, right? These chicks understand that their looks are going to get them paid. That's why they alter their bodies, and they get flew out, right? They get flew out. It's like, it's fucked up, and the highest bidder is gonna win, right? And these dudes, if you listen to their raps, they talk about it, right? So, you know, it has become popularized that that's okay. Back in the day, in my day, that was considered like paying for coochie. You know what I'm saying? But now you got rappers, glamorizing it and glorifying it. So now the young generation, they do it. As soon as they come into a little money, the little rapper come into a little money, he going and finding his favorite girl. Why is it that these dudes, as soon as they get a little check, the next week they in a relationship with whoever the hottest Instagram chick is? Because they went in her DM and they flew her out, and when they flew her out, they spent a bag on her, and that's what it took. And then when the shit don't work, or when he tired of her, or when he see, I mean, look at Drake. Drake done been through so many chicks, it's pathetic. And you think he getting them because he Drake, but you gotta remember back in the day, man, he talk about it on his records. He talk about it on his records. He don't have no problem spending the bag. Look what he doing for Sexy Red. I wouldn't give Sexy Red shit. I don't see what the attraction is with her, but he steady buying her diamond watches and shit like that. So now you see the younger generation, they see that and they think that that's what you supposed to do, and then they go into relationships, with that mind frame. So it's fucked up out here, but man, I think people need to look at relationships like a business, and I think things will get better. All right, so let me get up off this thing. Who in their right mind with? I don't know. It wouldn't be me. I don't think she attractive at all, to be honest with you. She look like no. All right, so I'm out of here, man. Peace.